big challenge of central storage to convert 20 billion Kenyan shillings that is currently the country is losing as a result in the form of post-harvest losses every year, and you can turn it into enterprises. All this while solving a major productivity challenge to position your country, economy, towards realizing its development agenda, the Big Four. While this is being done, it creates an opportunity, but you need to retell your skills into this area. And that takes me to my second point. Sticks in a bundle are unbreakable. Sticks in a bundle are unbreakable. In this continent today, selfishness is at its head. Individualism is destroying progress. Individualism is destroying progress. We think that we can do it alone. Let me tell you this for free. No matter how intelligent you are and how well educated you are, whether how many you have 50 PhDs, you will never do anything alone. Collectivism over individualism, selflessness over selfishness must triumph, and those are the key pillars of innovative volunteerism. Sticks in the bundle are unbreakable. The East African proverb reminds us to always prioritize building alliances over working alone. Working alone, regardless of how skilled or talented you are, will not accomplish anything. It will never accomplish anything because that has never happened anywhere. You need to be selfless enough to join with others. You will need to converge multiple competencies, skills, aptitudes, temperaments, experiences, and work together in trust. Just this past week, through the spirit of innovative volunteerism, an app was launched, the first ever Ebago Pamoja app, connecting the dots app that was developed by youth right here in Kenya. They brought their skills in information communication technology, in marketing, in clean energy, and came up with the first ever connecting the dots app in Africa and more so the entire world. This is the spirit of selflessness, the spirit of collectivism, and this typified innovative volunteerism, that you can be able to bring people with different talents and skills and combine them and guide them to come up with a tool that will not only be beneficial to them, but solve a problem of a mother in a village, and put money in your pocket as well as put money in that mother's pocket, because it can be able to access a solar dryer and add value to what he or she is producing. And that she can be connected to the market even though she doesn't even understand how to use a cell phone. These opportunities do exist. But when we tap into them, we cannot tap into them alone. We must tap into them by coming together as a collective force towards a common vision to be able to drive transformational change. These youth came together to build this. And now today, the challenges that have been facing the continent, not only Kenya, will be tapping into this opportunity to be able to link agro-value chain actors to clean energy solutions like solar dryers, solar-powered irrigation, among others. And they need to process, they'll be able to process, preserve, and increase their productivity. This is the power of innovative volunteerism. It is not blind optimism. It is action, but action for those who are willing and ready to be part of transformation. And that takes me to my third point. Treasure skills, not only money. Treasure skills, not only money. You have little power over what is not yours. As youth, what will make you relevant? What will make you stand out will not be how light-skinned you are, how tall you are, how small you are, how short you are, how big you are. It will be your skill. That is the only difference. When you stand on that stage, it will not be where you came from. Whether you came from a poor background, as I did, when I stand here, unless I tell you, you will never know unless you read the book. But the difference will be your skill. That is the only differentiating factor. It will be your skill. It will not be how you look, but what you can do and what you can offer to society and to the entire world. And it will be your skill. This is the only premium. You need to tap into opportunities. This is the only premium. You need to forge mutual beneficial partnerships that can be able to create wealth and take you to places. And you need to perfect them by tapping into opportunities, but perfecting these by tapping into what is already being presented here today, into what Accelerate leads Kenya Through the power of innovative volunteerism, you can be able to position yourself to tap into the 1 trillion agroeconomy. And that takes me to my fourth point, which is being organized. You have to be organized. Being organized is quite very important. One cultural yet profound saying goes, organize yourself before you try to organize anything. Like beams in a house or bones to a body, so is order to all things. You must be orderly. If you are not orderly, you will not be able to achieve anything. It is literally the support structure of success in any endeavor of life, and will be no different for you as you endeavor to retool your skills. And that takes me to the fifth point, which is you must perfect your communication skills. No matter how bright you are and how intelligent you are, if you cannot communicate your ideas, you are doomed. That's a fact, whether you like it or not. You must perfect your communication skills so that you can be able to communicate your enterprise ideas effectively. For those who believe in the Bible, in scripture, we learn of King David, a famous king of the Israelites, who was famous for his oratorical skills. With it, he rallied mighty men and the power of communication to get things done. You will need it more. So spend time to practice how to communicate your ideas convincingly. Because there is another way of communicating ideas in a funny way, but you can also communicate your ideas convincingly. With it, you will win clients and collaborators that are crucial to establishing a worthy enterprise for yourself. And that takes me to my sixth point. Leverage on ubiquitous internet connectivity to increase your knowledge and perfect your skills. In this area of internet and affordable devices, there is no excuse whatsoever to be in ignorance and lack of knowledge. No excuse. A simple search will open a world of tutorials and self-learning materials in every discipline and skill under the sun. All it takes is you using your internet bundles to access this knowledge instead of wasting it on social media gossip, wasting time and complaining. Read, learn. No, I cannot do it. I don't have that skill. Read, learn, and you will be guided. And that takes me to my seventh point, which is timeliness. The mockery of African time must end. Africa doesn't have 60 hours. We all have 24 hours. It is only in Africa where we have African time. That is a fallacy, and it's a failed and unacceptable stereotype that we have accepted to drive in the entire continent today. African time used as a joke in this continent must end, and you, the youth, must be able to shun this and banish it forever. The difference between those who achieve boils down to how they use their time. Each and every one of us is accorded 31.5 million seconds in a year. To start with, what distinguishes those who close the year with opportunities and accomplishments over those who close it with stagnation boils down to one thing: how did you use your time? Over 60 years, we have spent our time as though we have 60 hours a day. And this fallacy now must be able, and we should be able to end by you people saying no to African time. And that takes me to my last point. We must cultivate a reading culture. If you don't read, how will you know? How do you retool your skills when you cannot read? Information is sent, you click it, you delete it, or you put it on spam. But if it is social media gossip, everyone is ready, is on there with his phone, communicating on things that doesn't add any value, make you excited at the moment, but curtail your future. Please, we must become readers, because readers are leaders. If you cannot read, you cannot lead. If you cannot read, you cannot lead. You cannot read. If you cannot read, you cannot lead. Failure to read amounts to self-punishment. If you don't read, you're punishing yourself indirectly. It is tantamount to being selfish on one's own self. So I admonish all of you here today to befriend books instead of embracing a culture of gossip that is increasingly wasting the time of youth on social media and which runs afoul to scripture. Let's embrace a culture of reading. Distinguished colleagues, God is no respecter of persons. You will reap what you sow, not what others before you, beside you, or ahead of you are doing. So forge straight ahead with innovative volunteerism and retool your skills. And as you do this, always know that you will face challenges. You will face letdowns by people. At times you struggle with self-doubt. You will make mistakes, but remember that it is perfectly fine not to know, but to ask, to be guided. And always appreciate anyone who takes his or her time to guide you. Do not take anything for granted. The entitlement mentality is destroying all of us today. We take things for granted. Someone even said it's entitlement on steroids. Never take anything for granted or feel a sense of entitlement to anything. Always aim to win the respect of each and everyone and the affection of children, and to earn the approbation of honest citizens and endure the betrayal of false friends. As one author would say, to find the best in others, to give oneself and to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, whether by inspiring someone like a youth to be able to find purpose and start to engage and retool his or her skills to do something that will solve a problem, that will be able to build climate resilience and put more money not only in his or her pocket, but ensure that a mother in a village can actually be able to put food on the table because she had access to a solar dryer. Whether this is being done on purpose, let us always do that to ensure we can live a redeemed social condition. We can redeem a social condition, and to know that one life has breathed easier because we did something to serve his or her life. This is how we can be able to truly ensure that Africa can rise. But as you do so, let me encourage you with this African proverb that when a needle falls into a deep well, many people will look into the well, but few will be ready to go down after it. This is an analogy of why success will always seems to be the playground for the few, or of the few. Because few are willing to walk the talk, to go the extra mile that success demands. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, while we may not come from the same tribe, or the same creed, or worship, or the same religion, we share a common interest called Africa. We share a common interest called Africa. We share a common interest to build a prosperous Africa. And now you have the tools. Your raw material is your skills. But these skills will only be relevant if you retool this. Let us therefore march forward in the spirit of innovative volunteerism and win the 21st century for Africa. Thank you.